Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Lost Alice. Along Owen Chester's route, we are on Chapter 4 now, and we've seen the City of Light and the City of Sorrow. Let's see what we have planned next. I can't remember exactly what was going on. So, let's dive back in and see. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Ah, that's right. We were going to go for tea at the Castle of Heart, and we're going to have a mysterious visitor. Owen and I followed Elle to the Castle of Heart. There, card soldiers led us to the tea party, where we had a breathtaking view of the beautiful garden. Good day, Alice. Thank you for coming. I've been looking forward to your arrival. I was welcomed by a woman wearing a red gown. She was holding a cane, adorned with a red gemstone, and her face was veiled so that only her mouth was visible. Ah, she's quite lovely. So, you're the Queen of Hearts. Yes, that's right. She sounded much kinder than I had imagined. Despite having the same level of status, she seems quite different from Owen. Owen was nice at times, but his smile was often serene, reminding me of the sovereign he was. In contrast, the Queen of Hearts was kind-hearted by nature. Next to the Queen was the Hatter, who I first encountered in the forest. I'm glad to see her well, Iris. I could hear the relief in his voice. Luke sent Owen a wary glance. But I was overcome by a wave of dizziness as soon as I faced Luke. It felt so heavy, as if my mind was filled with a thick fog. It felt like I might be able to remember something. I had a niggling feeling, but I couldn't tell where it was coming from. Am I forgetting something again? At least I remembered the reason I was in Wonderland. I should be glad that I managed to remember Isaac. Iris. What? Luke noticed my hesitation and sounded concerned. Oh, I'm fine. They're treating me as a guest at the Castle of Chess. Although I was virtually confined to the castle, it didn't seem to bother me as much anymore. I have a much better sense of him after spending a day with Owen. I know now that in his own way, Owen cares for me. I see. Luke sighed in relief. Iris, do you remember what we talked about during the tea party? Yes, of course. You suddenly disappeared right before my eyes. I searched as hard as I could, but I couldn't find you. Until yesterday, Sid told me that you were at the Castle of Chess. Chess, King Owen, this is your doing, isn't it? The Queen spoke softly, but her tone was reproachful. You used transportation magic, didn't you? Owen remained silent, as if waiting for the Queen to finish speaking. Transportation magic requires a great deal of skill, so most magicians can't use it. But for the King of Chess, it would be a piece of cake. Even so, it's not something to be used lightly. It goes without saying that Luke was very worried. Luke glanced at Owen in agreement. Owen gave an amused smile to the Queen's assessment. It seems my desire to see Alice led me to act in haste. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. As he spoke, Owen held his hand out to indicate me. She's very special to Wonderland. Even I seem to forget myself around her. I couldn't help but feel his words were dripping with sarcasm. Oh. The Queen sighed in frustration, while Luke glowered at Owen. As for me, why is Owen acting so different? Why is Owen acting so different? Something about his earlier behavior seemed strange. I wasn't sure, but Owen wouldn't deliberately lie to dodge a question like he did now. How do you know? You've only known him for a day. At least he's acting completely different from the way he normally acts around me. It was just a feeling. I didn't have any proof. Exactly. I don't think he trusts the Queen of Hearts or Luke. He seemed to know something, and to be on guard. My intuition told me so. Our eyes met when Owen noticed me regarding him intently, and he seemed to read something in my expression. His smile was almost imperceptible. I couldn't explain why, but that smile shot right through my heart. 'Cause we're falling in love already. Huh? Suddenly, my vision started to blur. Despite the fine weather, we were suddenly enveloped by a grey fog. What is this? What's happening? I tried to make sense of the sudden change. Huh? Owen silently put his arm on my shoulder and pulled me into his embrace. Owen? His strong arms left no room for resistance. I could only blink in surprise. I didn't even try to fight his hold when I looked up and noted that his expression was unusually intense. I've never seen him make that face before. All the while, the fog swirled before us, taking shape. And then, a young man suddenly appeared from amidst the white haze. A very hot young man. Hello there, pretty boy. His sandy gold hair blew in the wind, and he turned to look our way. Can we date you after Rex? He wore a long black coat, featuring gears, and several pocket watches hung from his waist. And the necklace that matched the color of his eyes stood out for some reason. Probably because it matches his eyes? So, this is where you've been, Alice. I'm glad to see you. Cronus Carlyle, the Timekeeper. Ah, he's so pretty, and he looks so aloof. He leveled his gaze on me, but his tone was curiously flat. He didn't sound particularly glad to me, but I could have been wrong. I am Cronus, the Timekeeper. You? I was confused by his sudden appearance, as well as the curious awe surrounding him. The intense look Cronus gave me, as I was safely protected in Owen's arms, told me he had something he wanted to say. What? Do I have something on my face? Really? That's the best you could think of? And where are we having cookie attack now? Oh, Sugar Point. I hate these things. Oh, but I can get the Realm of Piracy Owen too. Oh no, okay, I got it. Limited short story featuring a whole different world from the main story. I guess we'll check that out at the end of this video. Or maybe in a separate one. Cronus heaved a heavy sigh. Why, you haven't become Alice, have you? Cronus sounded immensely disappointed. You need to hurry and become Alice. What are you talking about? I don't understand. I knit my brows in confusion, but Cronus paid me no mind. He ignored me and turned his gaze to Owen. Owen, if you intend to keep Alice with you, you need to properly prepare her. After all, it is your duty. I'm counting on you. Owen wore a tight expression, but there was also a hint of confusion in his eyes. It seems I wasn't the only one who didn't fully comprehend what Cronus meant. Next time, I expect to meet Alice. Cronus whispered those parting words before disappearing into the fog from which he emerged. What was that? Luke and the Queen couldn't hide their confusion. Owen? Still, the Queen turned to address Owen. Is there something you're not telling us? What does Cronus mean? The Queen of Hearts questioned Owen, but he didn't answer. Maybe he doesn't know himself. Your Majesty, while we appreciate the invitation, I think it would be best if we excused ourselves for today. You needn't worry about Alice. I'll keep her safely protected inside the castle of chess. Why is he holding the chess piece up? I guess we'll have to find out in the next video because we're out of tickets. Well, you know what? I'm not sure how long the Realm of Piracy is going to be, so I'm going to make that its own video. But to make this video a little bit longer, I'm going to read this special little story here from one of the Sweets event slot thingies. I'll read Chatty Cuisine here. Owen Chester, Chatty Cuisine. A lineup of strange and wondrous foods stood before my eyes. Slices of mozzarella cheese danced upon a dish of black and white pasta. Groups of curious croutons suddenly picked out from the onion soup, staring me down. I'd be afraid to eat any of that. At first I was a bit uneasy about what all this would taste like. But it's good once you try it. Yippee! Alice said we're delicious! Well, I guess they're happy about being eaten then. It's not like Sausage Party. Woohoo, I'm so happy! I don't think I'll ever get used to food that walks and talks, though. The food on your plate does seem to be in rare form. What? I looked at the food pointed out to me by Owen, and... What's wrong with you, mozzarella cheese? And you, crouton? The food on your plate is awfully quiet. Does that mean they're well behaved? Well, food that doesn't move is actually normal. Even food is delighted to be eaten if it's Alice, wouldn't you say? Maybe you're right. His food is being as quiet as it can be, but... Do I see some of it fidgeting? Ho ho! To be eaten by the Chess King himself, we must be the happiest croutons in all of Wonderland. Shh, we need to be polite if we're to be eaten by the king, Miss Crouton. Oh, darn it, how am I supposed to know if it's male or female? Oh, of course, of course. Thank you for your kind advice, Miss Mozzarella. It's both females. I'm doing a horrible job at guessing here. Oh. So, even the ingredients each have their own personalities. Did you say something? No, nothing. Your food has gone through so much trouble to be on the plate. Shall we enjoy our meal? And with that, I once again savoured the chatty cuisine of the day. Well, that's cute. I guess they're all short little scenarios. I don't have very many of them. Those slots, man, I don't like to give them up. Well, I'll keep doing my best to get them. So, hope to see you for my next video or some of my other ones, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.